As Tua right now.
Perfect in his career against Belichick. You saw the number 5-0, and they have done it behind this really impressive number 1 rated running game of the NFL. Hill in motion. Tua slinging it near side. It's caught. Jalen Waddle. First down, Miami. A little bit of a slow start to the season, but boy, has he come on with a vengeance over the last few weeks. Tagovailoa, third down pass, it's incomplete. Second offensive possession for New England as they begin at their own 20-yard line. Play action, Jones, they get him on the move, completes near side of the field to the tight end. That's Pharaoh Brown. Dolphins showing blitz. Jones running for his life. Nice job to get it out. Stevenson. Boy, slipped the first tackle, but what an open field stop. With the Dolphins taking the first back in week 2 in Sunday Night Football. Tua slinging it over the middle, completes. That's his tight end, Durham Smythe. Savon Ahmed onto the field, lines up at the top of your picture. Tua looking, Tua buried. Christian Barmore.
He just has to eat the football.
Tagovailoa on 3rd and 15 over the middle. That pass is picked. Intercepted. It's Kyle Duggar. Back-to-back monster plays from this New England defense.
Well, first, you got to be able to protect and give Jones a chance to throw the football.
Jones on 3rd and 4 over the middle. It's caught. Kendrick Bourne, and he strolls in. Touchdown. Yeah, those two, Aditi, have gotten so close as the Dolphins here are going to run for the first down.
In this offense is running to the perimeter, and so far they have not been able to get outside.
Pitch play here. Wilson, first down and more. Or if they can get Wilson now involved in this offense.
This is the type of running back that Mike McDaniel likes. These underdog guys that have had to grind and prove themselves.
Some more misdirection. Tua slinging it to the end zone. It's caught. Tyreek Hill.
A great job not staying on the ground and making something happen to help out the team.
Yeah, it was Deshaun Elliott. He almost scooped it up for Miami. Jones feeling the pressure, throws. It's incomplete. What a play by the rookie second-round pick. Tagovailoa on 3rd and long here, near side to Hill, just trying to get him into some open space. Dolphins are going to roll the dice. Here they come. Tua's going to run for it. First down, Miami. Quick, decisive decision-making from Tagovailoa. Commanders trying to get their season back on track. So we crossed the 10-minute mark before halftime. 2nd and 8 for Miami. Tagovailoa, the fake handoff. Fires, completes. Hill.
And that's one of the things that gives Belichick great flexibility in this defense.
Dolphins get it to Waddle. Into the flat. Waddle ducks inside the 10. He's close to the first down marker. Their starter at right guard as Robert Jones steps in now, at least for the moment. Here is Hill, slips a tackle, and that's going to be enough for the Miami first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Dolphins. Miami, by the way, number 1 red zone touchdown percentage in the NFL. Trying to punch it in here. Second down pass. Tua, Cedric Wilson, touchdown. Well, you give them so many chances, they're going to make you pay. Victories. But, of course, furthest thing from his mind. How about Stevenson's second effort?
Last night was a lot of fun. Learned a lot.
I think he likes you a little bit. Jones fires over the middle. That's a first down. Mac Jones at the controls on 2nd and 9. Stevenson taking on tacklers. Stevenson breaking away. Jones on 2nd and 9. He's dealing over the middle. Devontae Parker, the one-time Miami Dolphin. They pick up a dozen, and New England back in business. But can they punch it in here and try to tie this game? Pump fake. Jones throwing near side of the field. That pass intercepted. Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's got a lead blocker. Ramsey out of bounds. He's got his first pick in his Dolphins debut.
Field and just does not account for the elite instincts of Jalen Ramsey.
Tagovailoa play action, quick delivery over the middle. That's Waddle. Spins his way into another Miami first down.
You know, he has the release to be able to deal with this on the offensive line.
That's Mostert in motion, 2nd and 14. What a pass! Waddle, leaping catch. Something that bears watching. 3rd and 6. Tagovailoa protected to the end zone and incomplete. 30-yard attempt for Jason Sanders. Blake Ferguson, the snapper. Well as you can hope defensively, but some of those big chunk plays that came back to bite them. Football is loose. Who's got it? New England. Jones needs a play right here. 3rd and 5. They protect him well, and now they don't. Christian Wilkins, first sack of Jones this afternoon. Christian Wilkins had 4.5 sacks last year, a career high. He has matched that number here in week 8.
To replace and take some pressure off of his offensive line, or if he tries to run the football.
Tagovailoa up the seam. That's what they like to go as Hill finds a little bit of daylight. First down and more Miami. Season plus. Remember that ruptured patellar tendon last season, week 7. Here's Tua, steps up in the pocket, completes. Waddle atones for the drop.
On any given play, somebody is able to make a big play in this offense.
Tagovailoa over the middle, quick cross. This is Chase Claypool. That's going to be a first down for the Dolphins.
They have not been able to disrupt timing at all.
Tagovailoa near side of the field. It's caught. Smythe. Just short of the end zone. What a recovery there. First down, goal to go for Miami. As this offense had complete command, Mostert waltzes in, and they build on their lead. Going to be rooting for Arch in that game.
I wonder, how many times do I have to hear "Go Tigers"?
What a pass! Mac Jones threading the needle to Pharaoh Brown. And Ezekiel Elliott on the bottom of your picture. 3rd and 10. Here they come. Jones gets it out. Incomplete. Tight window as he tries to get it to Jalen Reagor. By the way, Gene Steratore off air telling us that he thought it should have been a helmet-to-helmet penalty on that hit on Devontae Parker. That there was no flag called. Interesting. Hill. First down Miami.
Miami only 3 of 9, but that last 3 and 13 was a tough one.
See Hill in the upper slot. Tua the fake. That pass point nearly snatched by Tavai.
Should we laugh? And then they let it out, and then they get serious again. They just weren't quite sure how to take McDaniel's style.
Elliott breaking through as he chisels his way through the defense. They pick up 17. First down, New England. Hardware. Yeah, we asked him how much it cost. He wouldn't tell us. Kudos to him. Here's another first down play. Jones getting the offense in gear. He finds Hunter Henry.
They didn't take a shot past 20 yards last week, and they have yet to throw the ball past 20 yards in this game.
Elliott slips another tackle, and suddenly...
Nice play to Bourne over the middle. They have not been able to capitalize here in the high red zone.
Jones near side, right back to Henry. First big catch, second, I should say, for Henry on this drive.
Douglas has been a guy that they've been able to get open over the middle.
Underneath Stevenson.
Douglas with a good matchup lined up in the slot.
Stevenson still going. Taking on tacklers and letting them hear about it. 4th and goal from the 3. Jones near side, it's caught. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Force some tight window throws from Tua.
Try to get him off with misdirection. Mostert bounces to the outside. First down run, Miami and more.
To tie up the game.
Tagovailoa from the gun. High pass. It is caught. Tyreek Hill. On 2nd and 6. Tua slinging it. Completes. Up the seam to Durham Smythe. Tackled by Jennings. They pick up 6. As they play from the 31-yard line. Tua fakes over the middle, wide open. Waddle's going to waltz in.
The key sequence to me was right before half when they got in the red zone and Jalen Ramsey came down with a pick.
Mac Jones is leveled. Now with Belichick struggling up in New England, it's made the ardent Miami supporters hopeful that Shula's going to hold on to that record. Mac Jones fires up the center of the field, and it is broken up, nearly picked again. Juju Smith-Schuster was there playing defense, and Brandon Jones is hurt. (31-17) your final. Now for Adam Archuleta, Didi Kinkabala, rest of our CBS crew. Spiro Dinas saying so long from Miami. Now to JB in New York.